What is up, guys? It's another day in this 100-day challenge, and I decided to do this today. It's about this new bus rule, which I actually am not familiar with. So it says this is what the post by the cute alien underscore says on the Sri Lankan subreddit. So I went to work really late today, and so many AC buses didn't stop at my halt. Sometimes they don't stop because they already have too many people. However, today it looked empty and no one was standing. After I got into one, the conductor told me that there is a new rule that normal buses can only take 28 passengers or so, and for AC, only up to seating capacity. I mean, in a way, I think it's a good idea, but this would mean a lot of people will be stranded without having a way to go home. What are your thoughts? So, this by the way, I have been waiting for something like this to come in a long time, but this alone is not enough because now when you are going in one of these lorry chassis buses, right? You Now I go in the 101 and 100 routes, right? So normally in Fort towards Cinema Lakes at all, then the capacity is very low, and as it slowly descends down where the Nippon Hotel is, and when you go down Gangarame, the buses start to pack up, especially at the especially at peak hours. There have been some occasions where when in the earlier place I worked, I got picked up right across Army grounds in front of Cinema Lakeside. There are some days when the bus is actually packed and I have no seats, like literally no seats. Maybe that's when the trains are not working or something like that. Standing and going in the bus, neck to neck being packed, standing next to strangers who are also sweating is not the best experience, right? You don't want to, and also you want to have some reasonable space between you and the passenger you're seated next to. But when these people come and stand next to you, you kind of don't want to have contact with the person that's standing next to you, who's leaning against you most of the time, because he or she doesn't have any space to move around him or herself, right? And that is unfortunately the way our buses are built, because by now most people that are very familiar with this topic will know, but for those who are not familiar, it is because of the fact that they encourage not distance travel, but rather they encourage having more passengers, so it increases their revenue, then they can cover whatever costs they have, especially the way the bus systems are designed. They incentivize collecting as much passengers as they want. That's why they stop at certain halts and wait for like 5-10 minutes. And some of these halts are not even the busiest halts. For example, they stop at this halt, I think it's right after Nippon, next to the, is it next to the, yeah, like next to the now, like you have to walk a bit. That's not a very busy halt, but they stop there for like good minutes until they go to the next hall, which is the one in Columbus City Center. It's crazy, but it is reasonable to say, okay, stay for like 2-3 minutes at Dayville because it's a pretty Dayville, and the one in MC. Okay, I understand that, but some of the halls these buses choose to stop are pretty long. So this is indicative of them wanting to increase the amount of passengers, not necessarily thinking about, I want to drop, I want to go at this route on a scheduled time and cover as much routes as possible. But then also at the same time, there'll be a counter incentive there. They won't wait as long to take up the passengers, and actually passengers are, well, a revenue source, obviously, because they pay for the damn ticket. So just stopping for like 1 second and then running away, that's not also going to work. So there should be some balance in that. Like, you don't want to pack people to the brim, to the point where you can't even move your feet and your hands. Sometimes it really does get like that. Now that is of course in days when there are these train strikes and all. Like, it's the buses are like, you cannot move. You're just person on your right shoulder, on your left shoulder, on your back, in front of you. It's it gets very crazy. So in a way, this is good that they bought this rule, but they had to also increase the supply of buses. You have to do this with, I don't know, maybe twice the load of buses in supply. I don't know if it's practically possible, but this should be done. Because if they don't do this, then you're not, like this guy said, you're going to end up not being able to pick a bus to go to. You will need constant buses in service if such a rule is going to be implemented, or you increase the individual bus seating capacity. So you have to go for bigger buses like these. Now, double deckers are not there anymore, so you have to go for these low floor buses. Apparently, the approval has been granted for these low floor buses. It will take some time, predict around, I'm just predicting, it might be November, December until something reasonably comes, because you had to procure the buses. So you had to discuss the routes, because currently they have been discussing this for key routes like Morotua, Colombo, Kaduvela, and many other key urban areas and suburban areas. This will expand soon, but even discussion of which routes we're going to do, the timings, the drivers, sourcing the actual vehicles, getting their perm, making sure their vehicles stand certain criteria that is in place by the Sri Lanka Transport Board. And you know what? There could be corruption also here and there, which it's bound to happen. Okay, we are not 100% corruption free society, even though we have a new government. There is still some corruption left. So you cannot just overnight remove all the corruption. As you can see, some countries have done this, like removing corruption overnight, but uh, some really harsh countries, I believe, not coming to the top of my mind, but you cannot overnight remove corruption. So there'll be traces of corruption left. And with all of that and procurement of buses, will take a good 6 7 months, because Sri Lanka, right? So it'll take time for low floor buses to hit the streets. If it comes earlier, good, good. I really want it to come, even if it comes tomorrow or next month, I will be happy. But reality is, it will come by December, or maybe even it will go to next year. It will be delayed, or sometimes it might not even happen. Because of these delays, they might be like, because of budget allocation issues, we decided we're not going to do it this year, so we might push it for next year. And the next year comes, they'll be like, oh, we don't have enough money because we had to pay for aswasuma or security. So, uh, too bad. Here's your average bus allocation that you get pretty much every year, with a with a taste of rude conductors and whatever else that comes with the current bus riding experience. So that is what people should watch out for. Now, in terms of what people have to say, here goes. Unlucky, but it's what it is. Remember, there's that saying that everyone wants the country to change, but aren't willing to change themselves. Not being a D head to you. Sorry, I'm censoring this because I pretty much know YouTube doesn't like us saying swear words. So to you, though, I'm just saying short term will happen. So I guess it is what it is. Hoping this would end the endless bus mafia. To end the endless bus mafia, also you have to take into consideration There's this permit system. They award certain permits due to, I believe, you had to. These permits are much more expensive than actual buses, and there is this monopoly on who has a hold of all these permits. You could see a video done by Advocata Dalnats. Fernando did a video on this sometime back. You should go and check his video out on the whole bus permit system and the bus mafia system. He explains it in really good depth. And most people agree it is annoying initially, but it is good for the long term. And even here, this is a from a clean Sri Lanka take. It says, this is good. Short term, we have to suffer, but long term, it will be good. I hope they remove speakers and horns from buses next. Absolutely. They, uh, they slam Amukudumuku Ramo Ramo all day in the bus while you just want to listen to your lo-fi or calm beats and be like, I just want to chill and just go to sleep. All I hear is Amukudumuku Ramo Ramo. Like, I'm trying to go to some party. No, man, I just want to go and sleep. Don't put this loud as radio or whatever. I'm having a headache. So yeah, there was this ad also which came in line with the whole Sri Lanka clean Sri Lanka thing, where this girl asked the conductor to off the music, and the conductor said, "Go to go to another bus," and then everybody, stands up for, and we'll also go in a new bus, and the guy's like, "Okay, I will switch it off." So I think it was done by insurance company. I cannot remember the name, but a pretty cool ad. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any more enlightened opinions, thoughts, feelings, you are like, oh, this system could have this or that. I was in this country and they had this system. It's amazing. We should bring it to Sri Lanka. If you have thoughts like that, just put it in the comment section down below. And do us a favor, share, like, comment, make me help me hit the 100 million like 100 million subscriber goal, right? Do all that good stuff, and hope you enjoyed the video. And by the way, I checked the YouTube stats. 99% of you have not subscribed. What the hell are you guys doing? Hit the subscribe button, hit the ring bell button, and do what you gotta do. And make sure your boys keeping you pumping out good content every day. So that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, RD signing off. Peace off.